So bring the hand up and tap the middle of the sternum. And onto the side of the ribs. And tap the side of the ribs. Spleen, digestion. And loose and relax. Swing your as loose and relaxed as you can. So I am going to remember this morning that we have a guest instructor. So we have Miss Rebecca Eckmark, also from Minnesota, who's going to share something with us today. I have no idea what she can share with us. But I'm looking forward to it. So loose and relax, swing that. All right, and allow your arms to come to a rest. And turn your waist and let your arms swing on. Loose and relax. Good. Now bring the hands into it. Small the back and just inside the shoulder. Good. And take the hands out. Just return to the waist. Good. Then let the waist come to her. So take your head to one shoulder, roll it down and around to the shoulder. Without tilting it back, bringing it across. Exhale as you go around. Inhale across. Exhale. Inhale. One more. And change direction. So again, head to the shoulder, roll it down, around to the shoulder. Without tilting it back, bringing it across. Exhale as you go around. Inhale across. Exhale. Inhale. One more. So remember, having a flexible neck is extremely important, not just for the practical things of like looking around, especially driving a car, the ability to look over the shoulder. But there are a lot of acupuncture points and a lot of channels run to the head, through the neck, and a lot of blood vessels. So helping to keep a flexible neck helps to keep that blood and that energy flowing in and out of the head. So that one is a hugely, hugely important movement to do. So bend your knees, let your arms hang down, and roll your shoulders. Good. Change direction. One more. Straighten up and rub your hands together. And rest. Woohoo, sunshine. Forearms. Elbows. Interlace your fingers, roll your. Okay, change direction. And push one wrist up and then the other. And nod. Rub the palms of your hands. Hands on the small back, so your head still, head upright, and gently circle your way. One more. Change direction. And one more. And if you choose, you can bring your feet closer together and circle your toes. Change direction. One more. And then bring your feet as close together as you are, safe and comfortable. Rub your palms again and rub your knees. Pat your knees. And rest your hands above your knees, bend and straighten. One more. Good. And then either keeping your toes on the floor or picking your foot up, rotate your ankle out. Change direction. Good. Then tap that foot on the floor. And switch feet. Again, rotate the ankle. Again, whether you're picking it up or keeping it on the floor. Flexible ankles are extremely important in fall prevention. The more flexible your ankles are, change direction, the less likely you are to fall. So again, having flexible ankles, really important. And a flexible body leads to a flexible mind. Good, tap that foot. Okay, so before we get on, I was asked about toothaches and jaw pain this morning. So I want to show you two things. The first one is the acupuncture point for toothaches. So it's the same point as for headaches. It's large intestine 4. Large intestine 4 is the command point for the face. So anything to do with the face, like frontal headaches in particular, but headaches in general, eye pain, sinuses, nosebleeds, toothache, it's really, really good for. And it's the same for both hands. So to find large intestine 4, you took your thumb into the palm to create this valley, and of course the sun comes out just as I need to see the screen. So you create this valley between your thumb and your index finger. So right at the end of that valley, you're going to take whatever you're going to use, and I like to use a pencil with an eraser on the end because it gives you that firmness, but it has some give to it. But you're going to go in perpendicular to your hand right at the end of that valley towards the index finger, and you're going to massage that spot. Now, if you have a headache or a toothache, and you move around a little bit, you should find a spot that is really, really tender. And that is the spot. So it doesn't quite matter how you do it, whether you use your thumb, your index finger, or as I say, I would use a pencil, or you can get specifically made little wooden things to do acupressure with. For this point, you can also get little clips that are like clothes pegs that you just clip on and it holds it for you. But you would massage that spot, hopefully until either the discomfort in your hand goes away or the discomfort in your teeth goes away. And of course, you want to do both hands. So again, you took the thumb into the palm to create the valley between the thumb and the index finger. And again, right at the end of that valley, going in perpendicular, you're going to press. And I like to open my thumb up and work it like that. I'm fortunate I don't suffer from headaches very often. But if I did, this is what I would do. And so the more, if you do suffer from headaches, the more you do this, the more effective it becomes. Like the first few times, it may take you quite a while to get the effect, but subsequent times, each time seems to take a little bit less for people. Okay? So the other thing I was asked about was jaw pain. So this one is good for like clenched teeth, clenching of the jaw, grinding of the teeth. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands so that your fingertips are just about on the joint of the jaw where it moves with the skull. And so if you open and flex your jaw, you'll feel like an indent created as you open your mouth. That's about where your fingertips want to be. And the rest of the fingers down towards the square of the jaw itself, okay? It's not actually the joint that you're after, it's the muscles that run down that control the jaw is what you're after. There is a huge amount of nerves that come down below the ear and out and spread out into the face. And when you get these muscles tight, it impinges on those nerves and can create a lot of pain and discomfort. So what you're going to do is put both hands on your jaw with the fingertips up by the joint, and you're going to gently massage those. Okay? Now that's good. If you want to make this even better, you're going to yawn. Initially, you just want to do a small yawn. And see how it feels. And if that feels good, you yawn bigger. All the time, massaging the jaw. So again, you're going to have to do this a number of times because you're using the massage to loosen up the fascia between the skin and the muscles, and you're trying to bring some flexibility and suppleness into the muscles so that they impinge a little less on the nerves. So the yawning helps to stretch those muscles as you massage. And so it helps to lengthen them, bring some flexibility in them. So again, so that they impinge less on those nerves that go out under the ear into the face. Okay? And so those nerves are a lot of the nerves, or all the nerves that go down into the jawbone and into the face. Now, there are nerves that come over the top of the ear as well and spread out into the upper part of the face. But those nerves generally don't cause jaw pain or discomfort in the face there, okay? So those are the two main things that I can come up with for toothache and for the jaw. For the teeth as well, the other thing to do is saliva, is to generate saliva. And if your Qigong exercises, excuse me, if your Qigong exercises are good, you should generate saliva as you're exercising. So if you find that you have to swallow saliva as you're doing these classes, that's a good sign. Saliva is referred to by the Chinese as nectar or jade juice, jade being a very energetic stone and having very energetic properties. And the saliva that you generate when you exercise is different from the saliva that you generate when you eat. Okay, so when you eat, it has digestive juices in it because the movement of the jaw, the chewing action of the jaw, stimulates your body into getting prepared to accept food in the stomach. And the first part of your digestion happens in the mouth, which is why it's really important to chew your food, because it mixes the food with the digestive juices in the saliva. So the saliva that you create when you do exercise does not have those digestive juices in it. It's different. And that is a saliva that should be nurtured. It should be used. So like we have a number of swallowing exercises that we can do where you're bringing that saliva down into your belly. But generating that saliva through exercise, the saliva is also an antiseptic and it's good for your teeth. So like swirling saliva around in your mouth and your jaw is to some degree the same as using mouthwash. Okay, you're going to get in between the teeth to rinse out stuff. With mouthwash, it's not really the property of the mouthwash, it's the action that you use it with, of that swirling around. So people will use tea for the same purpose. It's like they'll let tea go cold and they'll use tea as a mouthwash, and it doesn't have the alcohol and things like that in it. Okay, and so that saliva from exercise can also help to dampen tooth pain. And of course, if you have tooth pain, see a dentist. And if you want a recommendation for a dentist, I can recommend you to Dr. Bacon, who is possibly in with us today. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. So let me just go and switch over to Rebecca, and we will continue with whatever she has to offer. So give me a minute, because I have to flip inside, because I need to run this off my computer.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
Rebecca, can you there we go.
Yeah. That's a bit.
There we go.
Now we
so
have.
Hopefully now you should all see Rebecca.
Yeah. Now hopefully you can hear me. I'm hoping so. So I have a house full today, and I also have at least 3 cats roaming around. I'm hoping that they'll be as quiet as they can, but if you see a stray cat, that's all good. What I thought we'd work on today is a set of exercises that are good for reducing anxiety. This has been a stressful time, especially my family tends to run in a high anxiety area. And I thought I'd like to bring some exercises. We'll work on some breathing, we'll do some circling of hands, and then we're going to do relaxation Qigong. And the nice thing about relaxation Qigong is that any of these exercises can be done by themselves in any order. You can add to it, you can subtract to it, and the intent is that you find something that makes your body feel good at a pace that you like and do it until you feel better. So I thought we'd start with some breathing first. Let's do a posture check. Feet shoulder width apart, hips tucked in. Pull up from the chest, open it, pull up to the top of the head, tuck the chin in a bit, drape our arms carefully. And let's take a few breaths into the Donjan, which is just under the belly button. Inhale. And exhale. Again. And exhale. When I'm doing the breathing, I like to think of elongation and creating space with the inhale. So I'm bringing in energy and creating space. And then as I exhale, I like to think about relieving tension while maintaining the space. So let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Any residual tension, neck, shoulders. Where else do we keep it as humans? Quite a few spots. Let's breathe a couple more times. Relax, relax. All right, now I'd like to extend the breathing a little. What I'd like to do is take a nice inhale, take a nice exhale, and then pause a bit. So we have a space before our next inhale where we're just resting or holding the breath, although that sounds more like work, and I don't want you to think of it that way. I want you to think of it as just a place to rest the breath. And I'm going to add a few hand gestures to see where I'm coming from. So an inhale up, exhale down, nice and gently, and then rest. Again. Exhale. And then rest. Again. Standing. Letting the tension go. And then keeping it gentle and soft. Now I'll add a hand gesture. It's inhaling up. And then we're going to push out with intent. Exhale. And then relax. Again, inhale. Exhale. And then relax. Relax. Check. I hope you're all hearing me. Inhale. Good. Exhale. And then relax. Nice. Let's bring the hands down. What's nice about that exercise is you can also take it and press out. You can take one hand at a time and press it across with a turn and experiment with these things and see which makes you feel in a good place. The next thing that I like to do with you today are circling hands, and it's kind of a familiar exercise. I think we do it in several different forms that we do, like Tai Chi, 18 Tai Kuk and Shibashi and things. And it's just a different way to approach it. All it is I'm thinking of my hands being as part of, like, they're attached a bit. They're moving at the same time, and one is coming in and one is going out. Now, this is an organic movement in the sense that you go as fast or as slow as you need to within reason, and you can breathe just when you need to. I think it reminds me a little bit of silk reeling in that sense, where the breath comes when you need it to, and you need to just be in a place where your body's saying, yeah, this feels good. Let's begin with pushing out the left hand first. It's just circling the hand, so we're going to go slowly. My goal with this is to keep my mind quiet for just a little bit. With anxiety things, we live in a space where our adrenal glands are hyperactive in a sense that we are in a fight or flight response quite often. And our goal, I think, is as often as we can to be in a space where we shut that off for a while. What makes this nice is you can take it and go as fast or slow. It's kind of like, I don't know, a little bit like propelling the monkey. It can be done very gently and slowly. And we can add a bit of dynamic to it as well. I'll demonstrate. I can reach all the way behind and circle it, and then push again. Whatever is comfortable for your body is a good thing. We'll just keep it in this space. Find the rhythm that you need. And if you want to add breathing to it, you just need to pick a hand. And so I'd be exhaling with a push and inhaling, bringing the hand back. And as well, I think if you place your eyes just someplace forward, 8 feet in front of you on the floor, and just rest them there, it's a good thing to do as well, because then you have a place to focus without really focusing. Our goal is always to rest the brain for a little bit, calm the body, cease the adrenaline, create a safe space for just a little while. More times. Push the hands. Knees are soft and gentle. I'm still pulling up, tucking the chin in, opening the chest. This will hopefully be an exercise that releases some tension that sometimes we keep in our chest when it's a high anxiety time. Let's do 2 more. And 2. Hands gently come down. Let's shake it off a bit. And let's do an energy wash because it feels good. When I usually do an energy wash, the way I do it in my class is we do a no touching all over first, just brushing. And then I'm going to make a little contact and together it feels good. Just a little contact. And then, if you have one, pick a sore spot. Give it a rub. So we're going to move forward with that relaxation Qigong. I want you to think of your posture for just a little bit. Feet shoulder width apart, hips tucked in. Open up the chest, pull up in the chin. Kick the arms down. Let's take a few good breaths. Relax. We're going to start by bringing our hands up. I'm going to look up at the sky, just a little tip of the chin, and then I'm coming in with my arms and pushing, and I'm bringing my spinal curvature in. I'm pushing my pelvis under as well, and then opening up, stretching again. Let's create some space in our spinal cord. Spinal column. Inhale. And exhale. Nice and slow and easy. Inhale. And exhale. The stretch feels pretty good. There's all sorts of places we carry tension. We don't know we're doing it until we stretch it out. Yeah. Exhale. Inhale up. Open the chest, look up at the sky. I'm actually creating a slight arch in my back, and then I'm exhaling and curving. Inhale. And exhale. Again. There we go. Now we're going to take it, and we're going to go to one side, twisting the waist and opening up. I'm still keeping my hips forward to keep my knees safe. Exhale in. Inhale to the other side, opening the shoulders and the chest, giving the spine a good curve and twist. Inhale. And exhale. Again. Open. And exhale. Nice. Inhale. Let's do it a few more times. expansion, releasing tension, being present, and then gently float down. Excellent. So the next movement is called water waves. And all I'm going to do, this is another organic movement. I'm going to swirl one hand out and then swirl the other hand out. Note my hands are kind of going in the direction my body is turning. This is another of those exercises. It's just a good place to be. It can be done a little more fast with a little more speed, a little less speed. Breathe when you need to, for as long as you need to. Gently twisting at the waist, do what's comfortable for your person. Good. And now we're going to bring it, slow it down and bring it in. And I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to face them forward. My palms are draping just a little bit up my body to the side. Good breath. Face. Now I'm going to flip my hands and face them backward for this next exercise. And all I'm doing is, it's called spreading the feathers. I'm going to come forward and gather energy and then bring it back and drop the hands. I'm extending my hips backward and giving my spine a nice curve, and then elongating and straightening to safety. Exhale. Bring it in. Inhale. Again. The fingers are relaxed. Bringing my shoulders back. There we go. Exhale. And inhale. Again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in this position and I'm going to gently tip my head to the side. There we go. I'm going to take the space and roll my neck forward and back just gently. I'm looking up at the sky and then I'm looking down at the floor. And the goal is to find this space where it's a little sore and spend there for a while. Keeping on reaching my hands to the floor to elongate my shoulders. And we're actually working on a line on the outside of the arm. Okay, let's flip to the other side. Look down and then look up. A gentle, nice movement. Find a sore spot and spend just a little bit of time there. You might notice one side is a little more tender than the other. Stretch up, and now I'm going to put my hands to the other side. And the next movement is the same thing except for going to the back. So I'm still pushing my hips back, reaching behind me, and then coming up to hip level, and pointing down. There we go. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. straighten. Extend hips back. Giving the spinal column a little bit of roundness and then straightening again. Remember to keep the knees soft. We don't want any locked knees. Nice. Same exercise. Our palms are facing forward. We're going to tip the head to the side. And then roll it around, look down, and look up. Find a sore spot. Spend some time there. A few good breaths in this space. Other side. You can tell one side is a little more tender. This is my tender side. Oh my goodness. Find a sore spot. Move into it. Stand straight. Hands come gently down. Take a moment to feel your hands and feet. You feel any tingling? Go along with the spine a little bit. Stretch up. Take a few breaths. And then we're going to do some shaking. Start with hands. Move it up to the elbows and the shoulders. Drop the knees a little bit. All right. We're going to spend some time here. Shaking is super good for releasing stress. I'm going to add to this a little bit. What we're going to do is come up with the hands, touch them just above our heads, and then drop again. There we go. Inhale up. Palms touch gently. Exhale down. There we go. Again. And we'll do this a few more times. Inhale up. Excellent. Let's do it one more time. Inhale up. Right, let's gently slow down. Now we're going to do some energy washing. Let's bring the hands up with an inhale. Palms touching at the top. And then I'm going to bring them down to the back of the neck. Run to the front of the neck. And then out. There we go. Inhale. And exhale. Tension out of the neck and shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Again. Let's do 2 more breaths. Now we're going to take this around to the kidneys and then down the body. So we're going to inhale up and then come to the back of the neck, come to the front. We're going to run our hands down to the belly button and then take them back to the kidneys. And then we're going to drop down the back of the legs, up the front of the legs, and then out. Let's do that. Inhale. Long exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. All right. Next exercise is called the swimming bear. We're going to come forward with the hands, palms touching, out, and then around. As gently as your shoulders can move, exhale up, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale. There we go. Let's do this 2 more times this way, and then we're going to reverse it. Inhale. Now we're going to push out, and then we're going to come back, and then out. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. There we go. And exhale. They're barking, who knows why. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. All right, we'll do this 1 more time and then we'll move on to flying. Good. Hands float down. Elongate the spine again, shoulders come, pushing the arms down. Stretch up, and all we're gently doing is with the inhale coming up and the exhale coming down. And we'll keep going higher and higher. Relaxing the shoulders, being in this space until our arms are just to shoulder level. Inhale. I think this exercise is really nice for thinking of expansion. Inhale. And exhale. Hopefully all this Qigong has made us feel a little lighter. One more breath. Nice. Now let's come up with the inhale. Switch and come all the way up. And then exhale, bringing energy down. There we go. Again. Once more. Now I'm going to bring my feet together Place one hand just under the belly button, and the other hand's going to reach out with it. Inhale, and then bring it down the center, connecting mind, body, and heart. Other side, inhale, and exhale. Let's do that again. Two more times. Keep the feet together. Extend from the spine. My shoulders are open. Place the right hand just underneath the belly button, the left hand on top. This is called bamboo meditation. We're going to close our eyes and spend a few minutes in this place and allow your body to move with the energy. Up, your head and your neck and everything else can move along with the energy. Just let it happen like a bamboo, envisioning bamboo in the wind. All right. Let's close our eyes. Make sure the knees are soft. And spend some time in this space. All right. And thank you very much.